Hello, all North Node signs. Welcome to your 2025 reading. So, we're taking it back to the original spread that I started my North Node readings with. Um, so, if you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you are returning or have moved over from Feminist Alchemist here to North Node Alchemy, welcome back. And so, let me run you through the spread that we will be doing for each sign, each North Node sign, 2025. So we have the universal energies coming in the four corners. These are the big overarching energetic themes, vibrational themes running through your year. Then we will consult the 5D, your 5D self, your higher self, what messages and guidance that version of you has for this version of you that's watching. Where do they feel you should focus your attentions for your growth and expansion? Then we will move to the 3D. What type of situations will come up in your physical reality in order to bring about those critical lessons and moments of growth and expansion? Then we will take some clarifiers and advice on how to deal with these 3D physical reality situations. The next rung of cards, I will take one in each corner to represent each quarter of the year. So when I do this spread, this particular placement of the cards changes in theme. So for this 2025 yearly reading, it will represent what expansive soul lessons you have coming in each particular season, quarter of the year. And finally, we'll take your final oracles, and that will be it. So do keep in mind that these are general readings, so not everything will resonate with you. So take what does and leave the rest for whoever else needs to hear that message at this time. Do subscribe to the channel. It does help me connect better to your energy. And it signals to your guides and my guides that you are open to receive messages through this particular channel. So with that, I will move on to each of your North Node placements. See you there. Hello, Pisces North Node. Let's get your reading going for 2025 overview. So while I was doing your pre-shuffle, had the energies of just inconveniences, number one. And number two, I feel like there were inconveniences where, how can I put it? Everything is supposed to, there may not be any inconveniences, but the lack of inconveniences are suspicious somehow. I felt a restlessness, if you will, I would say. But at the very beginning of the reading, or at the beginning of the shuffling, before I felt the restlessness, I just felt an eerie, possibly an eerie sense of calm. Like it was very calm. There was a very calm feeling, but you may not be used to that feeling of calm. So the overarching universal energies for your 2025. Card 28, dreaming. We have card 11, yeah, infinite possibilities. Card 33 is Kuan Yin. And card 4, I believe, is astral realms. So you have two interesting. So these two cards both have to do with altered states or other realms. So the dream state and astral realms. And the card up here, number 5, is alignment. And then you have two master numbers here, number 11 and number 33, of infinite possibilities and Kuan Yin, which stands for compassion and mastery as well. Mastery of one's inner peace. So, yeah, so that eerie sense of calm that I felt at the beginning. I feel that 2025 for you is coming into a state of simplicity and clarity, and where not much is meant to throw you off of your path, if you will. Everything is meant to, well, in the grand scheme of things, everything is meant to try to put us back, like put us in alignment with ourselves. This for you, though, feels like there's a real balance here. These two sides of the um, spread here feel like there's a balance between what you are capable of bringing into physical reality, what you choose to bring into physical reality, and what you engage in energetically, vibrationally, with your inner vision, with your inner thoughts. And there is a bringing into alignment of these um, two planes of existence. And I feel that your focus is being shifted from this focus on doing, and the physical plane of existence, and it's being brought to the understanding of that everything that is in the physical plane exists in the astral first, or in non-physical dimensions first. Let's see what your 5D self, future self, would like you to see / focus on in, where's this going? Somewhere, but not there. I've created a collection of workbooks for each North Node sign. Connect with your soul's desires and take an introspective journey into your North Node astrology. This workbook contains self-reflection exercises, guided meditations, and a curated Spotify playlist to accompany on your journey of alignment. Discover your soul today and download your workbook at feministalchemist.com. For your I knew divine masculine was going to come out. I could just feel that. There's a lot of, I'm so used to doing and not used to being type of energy in that to open your session here. What else? And another card, 33. Yes. Ooh, you got a nice energy going on here. It feels like the 2025 is coming into a balance within yourself, actually within your understanding of how mastery is achieved, how your gifts work, how your power works in a way that is balanced and benevolent, and also where um, your reserves are refilled naturally and easily. So we have here the seventh chakra. You do have quite a bit of green and violet in your reading here. The seventh chakra is the crown chakra. It says the energy of the crown chakra supports our feeling of being connected to a higher power and a part of a larger whole. So your higher self is reminding you that everything comes from connection or disconnection. And sometimes when you're pushing forward in this card 22, divine masculine energy, or when it's not divine masculine, it's just when it's just masculine without the divine. Like the divine part is important in the action. They're inspired action. And using action to bring non-physical into the physical. So you're being reminded that that connection should be the driving force. And that connection will adds a lot of potency to your actions. Right? You tend to spin your wheels if you just act without the connection to the seventh chakra and the heart chakra, which I'm going to get to. And the energy of coherence, the frequency of coherence supports our ability to harmonize the frequency of the heart with the frequency of the mind for an optimal ability to create the reality that we desire. So you see, as I just said, and this coherence card is sitting right between the seventh chakra, the crown chakra on one side, and the heart chakra on the other side. There is the harmony between divine inspiration, divine intelligence, also your mental and intellectual abilities, with your tapping into your passion, your joy, and your heart's knowing of what is right action or guided action. Because you have a lot that comes through intuitively from your higher self and your higher self's connection to the universe. But some of the ways that you pursue making that reality are not aligned and not inspired by, they're not guided. Right? So some of your actions, there'd be more peace in your life if your actions are grounded in the seventh chakra and the heart chakra, the crown and the heart. And you'll find that guidance by tapping into your intuition. The energy of intuition supports our ability to conceive the subtle language of the realms beyond the three-dimensional reality. So tapping into your intuition, getting to know how your intuition works, keeping a dream journal. At first, when you keep a dream journal, if you don't already, you may not, you won't remember everything, right? And most people, regardless, there's times when I remember my dream very vividly, and there's other times where I only remember bits and pieces. But whatever I remember, I write down. And as you get into the habit of writing down your dreams or recording your dreams, then you will have more access to what's in your dreams. It's a something that needs to be practiced, and your subconscious will work with you when it knows that you have a routine of waking up and writing down your dreams. So heart chakra says the frequency of the heart chakra The green flower of life supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the mind and the body. There's just so much here about harmonizing your mind and your body and your intellect and your intuition here. And reflection, the energy of reflection supports our growth through the insights we get from the contemplation of self and others. I'm being guided to read the Kuan Yin card from the beginning of the spread here, because in case you're not familiar with Kuan Yin. So, right here, Kuan Yin is the bodhisattva of compassion. In the card, she represents compassion and kindness towards oneself. Stop being hard on yourself. Watch your mind and the words and judgments that you have about yourself. You are much kinder and more forgiving of others than you are of yourself. It can take many lifetimes to fully embody this lesson of compassion, but you are almost there. This is one of the biggest openings of the heart center that one can experience. So, yes, I feel this energy of perhaps pushing yourself too hard towards your goals and thinking that it's a matter of pushing and discipline and discipline. And your guides, your higher self, your guides and your higher self are both indicating to you that you also require just more room for the universe to work with you and more room for you to work with you, right? To give yourself the space and the compassion to have a true, full evolution, true, full achievement of what you want to achieve, because there's elements that are being left behind when you just push forward. I'm going to put this card out that wanted to come out. It's number card 28, Gaia, which is also card 28, Dreaming. You have a lot of synchronicities here. So this dreaming came out in the beginning. So Gaia says, the frequency of Gaia reminds us that we are infinitely connected to one another, just as we are to our great mother and to the universe that birthed us all. So I feel that you're being guided to remember that you are part of something bigger and there's other forces working with you. You don't have to do it all by yourself. You don't have to push and strain. There's a lot of benefit in stepping back, looking, assessing, and getting intuitive an intuitive connection to what is the next step. What is the best use of my energy in the next step? You have the Ten of Pentacles here. You have the Ten of Wands. You have the Ten of Swords in reverse. A lot of tens. And then I had the Five of Pentacles come out here. So, but I want to... Okay. I'm good here. So the Ten of Pentacles... Oh, let me introduce this wrong. These cards that I just pulled represent what's going to happen in your physical reality over the course of 2025 that will act as catalysts for your growth. So the situations here, Ten of Pentacles upright, I feel you'll be assessing your material gains, your material wealth, what you've accumulated up to now, what you've achieved up to now, everything in the material world that are comforts or ideas of success, you will be assessing as to whether or not they really feel aligned with you. Do you have just for the sake of having, or do you have and it feels good to you? So exactly what form this assessment will end up taking place, not sure. Could be different for all of you, but it's coming to some type of situation that causes you, for some of you, it's like you're writing, you may be writing a will and testament. You may be moving and have to pick and choose what you're taking with you. You may be updating your resume. You may be even, it could be something as simple as you're writing a bio for your website or for a social media platform. And it's like, what are my accomplishments? you know, uh, so this taking stock and taking inventory of your accomplishments and your material gains, your assets, your belongings as well. That's going to happen in 2025. Also, you will have a reflection, a time to really look at what burdens you, what exhausts you. I feel that you'll be pushed to, you'll have a very clear comparison between things that make you feel at ease and things that feel like work and burdenous. And this, you may be equally busy in each of these areas, but some will feel like work, like you have to drag yourself to do it and really push yourself to do it. And others, you'll be glad, like you'll be excited to wake up and do it. You'll be excited to get there. You'll get there early, even. You can't wait to get there. Well, you can't wait to fall asleep and wake up because you're going to get to do this. So you'll have time you'll be brought into situations of reflection where you see where energies are overburdening you. Now you have 3 10s in this reading and you have a couple 5s here. So the 10 of Swords in reverse. I feel there's going to be a sharp change in your mindset off the back of this revelation, reflection that comes from the 10 of Wands being exposed in your life. A lightening of your mental strife. And it may feel very strange to you. Like, why am I not worrying? Shouldn't I be worrying? But I'm not worried. There's some reason. There's going to be something shown to you that there's no need to, that more can be achieved by your relaxing and allowing and moving intuitively than can be achieved by you pushing an agenda, trying to be in control of everything, trying to make things happen. But the Five of Pentacles here, I do feel that there can be disappointments. You have to come to terms with losses. You have to come to terms with, I feel that also there can be a particular person in your life, or it's a person that exists inside of you that believes that if you don't toil and hustle, that you're missing out on something. And there may be something that you miss out on, but the magic of the universe in that respect is that you weren't meant to have it anyway. Right? It's not as good for you as you think it was, or think it would be. But let's get your advice. If you're wondering how you can work with the North Node in your life, check out my free tip sheet for living in your North Node. It helps you move with conscious awareness and offers practical steps for integrating the North Node in your life. This 2-page download gives you a summary of your North Node sign and a chart of key actions that you can take. Download your free tip sheet today at feministalchemist.com. So we have here the 9 of Wands. We have the Ace of Wands, no, Ace of Swords. The Star in reverse. And then we have the Magician and the Queen of Wands. I don't know if they're going to want to, there's a booty here. So I'm going to cover that in case, I don't know, your YouTube is doing some strange things. So your advice for the 10 of Pentacles is the 9 of Wands. I feel your advice is to just take an inventory of your material life. But it's time for you to stop acting. Now, they gave me the word acting, but I feel that that has a double meaning, right? As in, if you're being happy because you think that these are the things that should make you happy, but you're not genuinely happy, then stop acting. The other is stop the momentum of things going forward, because it's time for you to rest and listen and hear and come into balance, because the non-physical realm is needing your attention, wants to work with you. It's time for you in 2025 to gather that side of your resources, your non-physical resources, to come into alignment with a more, what's called quote unquote productive, effective version of yourself that does not function off of doing. Your advice for the Five of Pentacles is the Ace of Swords. It's a new way of thinking, a new way of doing, and understanding that if you missed out on, quote unquote, missed out on something, that it may have not been the best path for you. Other people may have had a gain in that time if you missed out on a certain investment, for example. You may make choices where you see other people benefit and say, I made the wrong decision because I didn't get to benefit. There needs to be a mindset where you understand that your guidance is king and queen. It's leading you to a long-term, holistically fulfilling existence. And that may mean giving up on or letting short-term gains go. So exchanging short-term gains for long-term stability or long-term um, benefit. Your advice for the 10 of Swords is the Star. It's covering the booty on the star here. The Star in reverse. I feel this is a reflection and reassessment of your hopes and dreams, and understanding the motivations behind the things that you have asked for in your life. So you have two parts of inventory to take. You have inventory to take of your intentions and inventory to take of the things that you've actually acquired and achieved. I feel as well this is just also a stop wishing, because your requests have been heard. It's so, I just have this feeling that Pisces North Node, you haven't been allowing much up to now. Or there feels like there's a go-getter, do, be accomplished, be successful energy. And you're not used to just sitting back and allowing things to come to you. 2025 is a year where you are to practice allowing things to come to you. Because alignment will attract much more to you than, they're showing me you can be like this and get what you need, or you can be like all over, like oop, 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 path like this, strategizing, acting to get to the other side. But if you were to rest and just focus on, align yourself energetically, mentally, and intuitively, then it would just come to you, or this path would be straight, which is the shortest distance. So your advice for the 10 of Wands is the Magician and the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is saying, well, my actions are based in intuitive knowing, in inspiration, in compassion for myself. I take breaks when I want to take breaks, because I know that in those breaks, I'm being rejuvenated and revitalized, and I'm also getting to sit with myself, with my mind and my emotions, and bringing those into balance before I act. And the Magician knows that it can create anything, right? So if you're not liking the conditions of your work or how you're achieving something, these things that you see that are burdenous to you, then you have full reign to change them. And if you're in an environment of people who are, self-proclaimed go-getters, and they do, and don't get a lot of sleep, and that's their lifestyle, and they consider people who don't live that lifestyle to be unsuccessful, Kuan Yin is coming through here to tell you that there are many, many successful people who do not have burnout and who sleep 8 to 9 hours a night, right? And who have vacations, and right, but it's your definition of success that needs to be assessed and addressed. And I feel it's not the end goal that you are meant to really focus on. It's the quality of life in itself. Like, what is day-to-day life supposed to feel like? What day-to-day life feels good to you? Because I'm feeling an energy of many years spent of working hard to get things, and the things are supposed to bring happiness, but the day-to-day life is not fulfilling. It's just tiring. But you don't know any other way to get the things you want. And this is why Gaia is presenting itself to you as well. Because there's a need to meditate to understand how nature works. Like, nature just cannot rush itself, right? If the flower needs sun to bloom, it stays closed until there's sun, right? If certain conditions are required before an action, basically nature has to normally waits for certain conditions in order for it to react and do certain things for its growth, right? As we said, like flowers, the example they're showing me is like a flower opening when the sun is shining, and then when the sun isn't shining, it closes back up, right? Like, you have night blooming flowers, yes. It's a different type of flower. But the point is that there's no benefit to just blooming for the sake of blooming. Right? The conditions are there so that you can also enjoy the benefits of being in bloom when the sun is shining. Yeah, so I just pulled some cards here that are your soul path between for the course of the year. So this is your soul's in each quarter, what your soul growth could look like, major milestones, a major theme. So for January, February, March, you have the Pathfinder. I feel you'll be finding your way in the first quarter of the year. I feel you'll be seeking that alignment. You'll be guided to seek that alignment. And this is where a lot of reflection will happen, where you're seeing where resistance lies and what has the path of least resistance. So you'll see the ones where there's lots of resistance and burden and it feels like a burden. And then you'll have the ones that are very easy for you to navigate. And I feel that that is mostly an assessment time. The Nine of Embers now, which is the Nine of Wands, which we had come up here. This is the time when you will have many possibilities and perhaps feel overwhelmed with the number of possibilities presented to you. And be looking for inner and outer guidance on the next step forward. You may be at a point of exhaustion as well because you may have been trying to do too many things at once, pursue too many avenues because, well, you're used to putting your eggs in many baskets. Right. Okay, and then so that was April, May, June, July, August, September. You have the Four of Lotus, the Three of Lotuses, and the Four of Lotuses, which is show you the picture how it's put together here. Oh, I feel at this time it will be well. So some of your harmonious relationships will not be harmonious anymore, possibly because people are still in their, you're more in your heart space and other people are not. This could be the time that you decide to make some